China is banning Bitcoin again. It's like the 11th time, because the last 10 times didn't work. 11th time, that's going to be the charm. Or is this the 13th time, the 15th time? I don't know. I can't even keep track anymore. China's banned crypto so many damn times at this point. But this story happened late last week, but it's not quite over yet. We had a big announcement from Huobi, which is one of the biggest Chinese exchanges, yesterday that shows that this story still has a bit of impact potentially left to serve out on the market. But the interesting thing is, with all of the FUD around the China crackdown, is just how little the market actually ended up caring about it. My name's Lark. Every day I make videos talking about cryptocurrency investing, so if that's a topic you would like to learn some more about, make sure you subscribe to Lark Davis channel, gently tap on the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm, and click on the notification bell so that you know when I put out a new video. Now let's go ahead and turn over to the charts to get started off with. Now this is the monthly chart here. We can see the prophecy is coming true. It looks like, unless we have some great rally over the next 3.5 days, Bitcoin's going to finish the month in the red. Now currently I'd like to point out, this is not a dramatically red month. If we were to close around this level, then it's only a 5 or 6% dip compared to the close from last month. Not really that big of a deal. And that so just typifies what we see so often in Septembers for Bitcoin. It's usually not dramatically bad. We tend not to have 30, 40, 50% sell-offs in the month of September. Usually the month finishes down 5%, 6%, 10%. And in the green months that we have had for September, the few of them that there are, usually we're finished with like a 5% gain. So September tends to be this interesting month where it's just kind of blah. And that's kind of what September's been like this time for us in the markets. Good news, of course, Q4, I still believe to be very, very bullish. Now, what's interesting here, too, is that the stochastic RSI started coming down back in April. Looks like we're bottoming out. Looks like we haven't bottoming out, of course, since the market turned around in July. Still looks like we could be in that situation. Generally, of course, buying near the bottom of this tends to be a time of great financial opportunity. We can also see it on the 1 week charts here, where actually we are just in the start of a downtrend here, which obviously started back here in late August, but we're in really just the start of what could be a longer downtrend for the stochastic RSI here, potentially meaning that the price could fall further in the coming weeks. Now that could reverse very quickly, obviously, but we could also see this indicator falling lower if the market just kind of moves sideways. Remember, we've just gone through a big traumatic event for the market over the last week or two. The whole Evergrande saga, now the China crypto crack. It's always China, man. It's always China. Anyway, we could still see this going down further with a bit of a consolidation for Bitcoin after that big fear event. But here we are, once again, back in our range, stuck between $40,000 and $50,000. Just kind of chilling right now, which is good. But over the weekend, we did see a lot of buying. So people loved this fear. People love the fear in the markets. So what do we see? We saw, of course, the crescendo of the sell-off happening here back on the 21st. Prices got down just a little bit under $40,000. We had another big sell-off on the 24th, another big sell-off yesterday on the 26th. This was when China news was announced. This is when the Huobi news was announced. Both of those times, what happened? The buyers stepped up big time. This is what we see with these big wicks on these candles here. This is buyer pressure stepping in and gobbling up that dip. The panic sellers come in. The FOMO buyers fall right in line behind them here. That is the smart money buying up the dip. And just who was buying up the dip? Well, it's the whales, man. Every time the plankton's just jumping into their mouths. All the new investors panic selling their Bitcoin, thinking, oh my gosh, China's banning Bitcoin again. This is the end of everything. Surely this is the bear market that everyone's been talking about. Whales don't agree. Whales bought 80,000 Bitcoin over the weekend. You can see the pink-purple line here. Shows a massive uptick in whale movements. Whales buying up that dip, gobbling that dip, stacking up. Well, they don't stack sats, they stack Bitcoin by the thousands, but damn, there you go. That was a lot of buying pressure. And this is just big accounts. That's just big accounts. I know there's a lot of you who are not whales who would have also bought some Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies during this dip situation. When there is fear in the market, well, it tends to be the time to gobble up some crypto. By the way, if you want to buy the dips in the market, you need to have a damn good exchange account. I can recommend Binance. You can buy using more than 50 different fiat currencies. Huge range of coins available over here. Also a great futures market. Use the link down below in the description to start your account, and you're going to get a 10% discount on your trading fees and up to $700 in trading bonuses when trading futures over on Binance. Now let's go ahead and get into this story. China's banning Bitcoin again. Panic sellers coming out of the woodwork here. Happens every single time. Now what's really interesting about this story is that it's not new. It's not new. It's actually these reiterations of existing laws were actually made back on the 15th of September, so it's more than a week old, but for some reason Western media picked up on it on Friday, going into a low volume period over the weekend. The FUD comes out, because of course it does. When else would it come out? FUD. Now what's really, really interesting is what was announced, because you have to realize everything that happened is basically nothing new. So this notice that was put out basically said that virtual currencies do not have the same legal status as legal currency in China. We already knew that. China told us that years ago. Nothing new. Nothing new. You can't use crypto for payments in China. Crypto is not legal tender in China, obviously. So why the panic? Why the panic? Cryptocurrency trading also not permitted in China. That's been that way for a long time, and there's been a lot of black market stuff going on. There's been a lot of them looking the other way on this stuff. But they're reiterating this. It's a new wave of a crackdown, so we can't say that it's completely meaningless, right? So this is all old stuff. There's nothing new that came out legally, but it's a new wave of them trying to enforce existing laws within China. But what's really, really interesting here is how the Chinese exchanges are dealing with this current crackdown, because this is a new level of escalation that we haven't seen in a while. Anyway, Chinese exchanges have had to kick Chinese users off of their platforms before, but here we have Huobi saying that they're going to retire existing mainland China users. Now, Huobi, in case you're not familiar, it's one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges in the world, and it is one of China's biggest cryptocurrency exchanges. So them retiring existing mainland China users is basically them throwing their bread and butter out the window. That's a big damn deal. Now, does that mean that all of these users on Huobi have to panic sell their crypto and it's going to be a massive market correction because we see hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin being sold by users on Huobi? No, not necessarily. I don't think that's the case. I think some of these Chinese users will sell, will go back into the yuan and just be like, you know what, it's getting too hard. I'm done. I'm out of crypto. Just forget it. Whatever. I think a lot of them, though, will withdraw and go to DeFi because China can't shut down DeFi. They can just go play on Uniswap. They can go play on PancakeSwap. They can go a lot of other places that are not centralized exchanges. Yes, that makes it harder for them to get cash back into their bank account, but there's a thriving black market for crypto in China. This latest crackdown, it's not going to stop the Chinese black market for crypto. It's only going to increase it. I remember after the big crackdown a few years ago in 2017, in 2018, what did we see? All these different stories coming out about the thriving black market for crypto in China. China can't stop it. It's unfortunate that Huobi is going to lose a lot of business, but those users will go other places. And yes, to be clear, some of those users are just going to sell. They're just going to panic sell, pack up shop, and go home. They're done with crypto. A lot of these users, though, they're going to get their money out of Huobi. They're going to go to exchanges that don't do KYC. There's a lot of those. They'll get a VPN. They'll go to an exchange that doesn't do KYC, and they'll trade over there. Easy. They're going to go into DeFi. Easy. It's happening. It's happening. So this is a lot of people got pretty excited about this story yesterday, but it's not actually as big as a lot of people think it is. Yes, falling volumes is not good. Yes, fewer buyers is not good. Yes, it sucks that it's going to be harder for Chinese investors to get into crypto, but it's been hard for Chinese investors to get into crypto since 2013. And they're still one of the biggest cryptocurrency markets in spite of years and years of crackdowns. And you have to remember too, China bans all the cool stuff, man. Think about all the websites and things that are banned in China, Google and Reddit. Jasmine flowers, for some reason, Chinese Communist Party is against jasmine flowers. Okay, guys, cool. And obviously crypto. They're obviously not fans of crypto. China can't stop it. In fact, all those things on this list here, they're all huge. They're all huge without China. It's better to have China on board. I want Chinese people to be able to access cryptocurrencies. Welcome. Chinese investors have been some of the biggest, most enthusiastic investors in this market since its inception. We want these guys on board. That being said, China cannot stop Bitcoin. China cannot stop crypto. It can't stop Ethereum. It can't stop any of these decentralized networks. It can't stop the stablecoin transfers. No government can. This is the most important thing for people to realize. Pandora's box has been opened. You can't put it back. It's out in the world. And no matter how powerful an authoritarian your government is, you can't stop it. You just can't stop it. Oh, you can make it harder for people to access it, which China has done repeatedly, but you can't stop it. But definitely, I think we do see a lot of newer investors panicking. And look, hey, if this is your first China pan, I get it. It sounds really scary. Holy cow, China, it's one of the world's biggest economies. They're banning crypto. This is going to be really, really bad. I should sell it all right now to the whales. China has done this so many times, and even earlier this year, they had their mining crackdown, and I made an entire video going over the history of China cracking down on crypto and how it has never really mattered in the long term. 2013, they banned everything crypto-related. Then they came back in 2017 with another major ban on trading and on token sale investing. 2018, mining crackdown. 2019, mining crackdown. 2020, mining crackdown. 2021, another mining crackdown, a trading crackdown. They're just on and on and on and on. I think seriously, it's like the 14th or 15th time that China's cracked down on crypto, and it's never worked a single time before. It's never worked. And yet they keep trying. So if this is your first China ban, just realize this is part of the season. It's what we do. Can we even consider it a real bull run without China trying to ban crypto again? It happens every time. Every time, China. Come on, China. Get a new script, man. What are you doing? For perspective, too, the first time that China banned Bitcoin, and we can really apply it to all crypto. It was really mostly just about Bitcoin back in the day, but back in 2013, China came out and banned Bitcoin. Price was like, $700 or something back then. What are we now? We moved $700 in 5 minutes in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at almost $45,000 at the time of recording this video. Apparently, their 2013 ban was pretty damn ineffective. Just like their 2021 crackdown earlier this year was ineffective, because what happened with their mining crackdown? Miners just picked up shop. They went to Kazakhstan, they went to Russia, they went to the United States, they're going to El Salvador, they're going to Paraguay, they're going to Laos. They don't care. They just move. Chinese investors, they don't care either. They're just going to go to the black market. They're used to it. They've been doing it forever. China thinks these crackdowns work, and it just doesn't. It just doesn't. People find a way. Because at the core, your average Chinese person, they love making gains. They don't want their government to be able to stop them doing that. They find a way, and they're used to finding a way because they've been the biggest crypto market, or one of the biggest crypto markets ever since 2013, at which point China first banned crypto. So for all those years in between now and then, China's just been raging with crypto. Regular Chinese investors love it, and that's awesome. Also, just for perspective, let you know, everything's basically going according to plan. 4 years ago, in September, we had China FUD. Just like this, man. Come on. I know history doesn't repeat, but man, it sure does rhyme. Everything's just lining up and to, probably fake us out and destroy us later on. But hopefully that's not the case. We do get our Q4 explosion. 4 years ago, in September, China came out with this big ICO ban, this big crackdown on trading, this big crackdown on exchanges. Here we are again, 4 years later, same BS, and it will be the same result of them not succeeding. You have to remember, September 2017, that was a few months before the insane parabolic rally. Bitcoin rallied by more than 300% after that ban was announced. Perspective, it's really important. Here's another thing I wanted to share with you. If Bitcoin and crypto were not so damn important and, of course, so powerful, then China would not continually be trying to ban them. Crypto is a threat. It's a threat to corruption. It's a threat to these governments and their maniacs that are in charge of the governments. And this is not just, it's not just China. There's a lot of other countries out there that are trying to crack down on crypto, that are trying to prevent their citizens from accessing cryptocurrencies, that are trying to make sure that the poor stay poor and the rich stay rich, that are trying to make sure that their citizens can't get airdrops and can't get in token sales and other stuff like that, America. And so you have to realize crypto is a threat to the system. And it can't be stopped. It's only getting bigger all the time. The harder they try to control it, the more it slips through their fingers, the cooler it becomes, and the more people want to get on board. Final thought for you for today. China FUD's normal. You have to learn how to go through this stuff in the cryptocurrency market. But regardless of how much information you spread about all this, there will be people who will panic. And when you see fear in the market, well, that is a time to be greedy, as the old saying goes. And when everyone's greedy, that's the time to be fearful. Essentially, buy low, sell high, guys. Or just, buy Bitcoin on the dips and hold for long-term wealth preservation. You know how it goes. I bought the dip. I bought some Bitcoin at $40,000 over the weekend. I bought a little more, around like $41,000. Felt good, man. It felt good. Take some of those dirty dollars, throw them into Bitcoin, sit back, and just relax. It's all good, man. It's all good. China banning crypto, it's just part of the season. Get used to it. Anyway, just my 2 satoshis on this whole China madness that has been happening recently. Your question for today. Are you worried about this latest round of crackdowns out of China, or is this just another day in crypto for you? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and peace out till next time.